Before we get to our fireside chat, I would like to invite Embraer Commercial Aviation's Chief Commercial Officer, Martyn Holmes, to the stage. Martyn, thank you for being a diamond sponsor of this event. We appreciate Embraer's longtime commitment to making sure our conference is a success. Please join me in welcoming Martyn Holmes.
Thank you, Faye. Welcome to the conference. I'm delighted to be here, and thanks for letting a Brit come onto the stage. So, why is a Brit here? I do feel a little bit connected here. I spent many years on the board of the European Regional Airlines Association, and I know how much Monty and that team respect what you all achieve here at the RAA, and how much they respect Faye's leadership and what she's done here with the RAA. So I do feel I know you guys from afar. Since I've taken over the Chief Commercial Officer's role at Embraer, I've had a lot of time in all parts of the world. I'm making a concerted effort now to spend more and more time here because this is such an important part of Embraer's future. And the importance of the ERA, the importance of the RAA to be a strong, consolidated voice for our sector is key. Regional aviation, as many of you know, is the heart and soul of Embraer. It's the key part of what got us to be the leading OEM below 150 seats. And it's a key and integral part of our future, and we'll talk a bit about that today. To state the obvious, the last 3 years have been somewhat challenging for the sector. However, I and we at Embraer, all of us at Embraer, truly believe now, more than ever, is a good time for regional aviation. The resilience, the potential, the necessity for regional aviation is there. And I want to go on and explain why we believe that. Whoops. Let's go the other direction. So here, yes, it's been a bumpy ride, with 29% contraction in seats flown compared to 2019. Some have even questioned the future of the sector. However, if you take a step back and take a considered perspective, it will not only survive, but thrive. And Embraer is committed to continuing our partnership, support, and innovation in this space. When we look at the numbers here, we see that there's been a 29% contraction was primarily centered on the 50-seat turboprops and some CRJs. These are aging aircraft that are unable to offer premium travel experience to passengers and thus have faced the brunt of the decline. In contrast for us on the 170 and the 175, you can see with the premium cabin and the economics and the continued OEM commitment in that sector, not only has it surpassed 2019 levels, but it's even outperformed narrow bodies, an average of 112% more departures than pre-pandemic levels, compared to 105 for narrow bodies. Naturally, airlines are focusing their efforts on operating assets that are both efficient and offer a revenue premium. But first and foremost, it's not about what the aircraft is. It's about the mission that the aircraft needs to provide. Okay? So let's look at that. What is the mission that we're trying to achieve? Now, I'm here talking at the Regional Airlines Association. You guys know about this sector so well, but it's still vitally important. We must keep reminding people about the importance of what this sector provides. Okay? And these two charts help to emphasize that. On the left, there's nothing on this monitor here, so you can't really see. But on the left, you see in 2023, 38% of cities are served by the top 15 airlines, exclusively served by regionals. That's 125 cities that would lose connection if it wasn't for us here. 125 cities. On the right, you can see the importance to mainline carriers. 37% of domestic connections transported by regional aircraft. And we put a few examples there for us. And you just take one example of the significance of regional jets in connectivity and connecting passengers in the United States. Take 51% of passengers connecting through our air fly in or out on a regional aircraft. 51%. Regionals are critical, as you well know, to the US economy and how people live their lives here. But apart from connecting, it also offers mainlines the ability to differentiate their networks from the growing LCCs. It's a declining yield environment if we actually strip out and we look at inflation and distance adjusted. It's a declining yield environment. But large regional jets command a fare premium of about 20% compared to narrow-body operations. 90% of regional capacity operates on markets where there is only one competitor or none. These thinner markets, if operated by larger narrow bodies, would either be unprofitable or they would just have to reduce frequencies. It's just nature of economics. You reduce frequencies, you expose yourself to LCCs again. So critical. So they continue to be the optimum solution for these markets. But revenue premium is only one thing. Economics, economics, economics. So we've heard a lot about the cost increases. Faye alluded it to the start. This data highlights that despite cost increases affecting all airlines, affecting all industries, large regional jets have only lost on average 2% in cost competitiveness per trip. You're still at 35, 45% per trip advantage. It's a key tool. It's a necessity. Even with factors like pilot shortage and salary hikes, regional aviation remains the best way for mainline carriers to serve thinner markets effectively. That's how we continue to operate high frequencies to more destinations and attract business passenger loyalty. Cost per seat is only one business metric. The nature of many markets needs more frequencies, lower cost per trip to become viable. And we deliver that with regional aviation. And the market is changing. I think many of us have read our articles as we went through COVID and came out, and change in demographics and where people live and working from home and all that. But we've seen the data shows here that people have spread thinner throughout the country in the United States. These are the trends over the last 2 years, and they support the need for more connectivity. Here on the left, we see migration patterns continue to show that the majority of people moving from larger, costlier urban centers to more rural cities. These new movers bring them a need and a capability financially to travel. They will originate from regional airports. They won't be going from LaGuardia like they used to. And you couple this with the need for remote working, even with, I think there's always pendulums. We've seen that, right? Everybody's going to work from home, now bring people back into the office. But hybrid working is becoming an accepted way of going forward. And we will see people being able to need to travel more. On the right side, I'm told we can call these Zoom cities, which has led to an increase in new air services. 70% of these Zoom cities offered by aircraft below 150 seats, highlighting the continued importance of regional aviation going forward. Cities like Boise, Idaho, Colorado Springs that have seen an increase in population coming out of places like New York and California. People looking for more affordable living and a higher quality of life. So there is a strong future demand as we've seen there in the market. But what does the future hold for regional aviation? For Embraer, the future really starts from a strong foundation of partnership and commitment, solid commitment. We remain dedicated to supporting this industry where our benchmark portfolio, as you see here, and we'll continue to produce, deliver and support the 175s. Currently, there are over 660 175s flying, with many more to be delivered. And our commitment will continue for many, many years. It's an industry that requires a long-term vision. That's the nature of being an OEM. We must deliver today, deliver tomorrow, and keep thinking about 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead. That's our role. And Embraer is continually developing concepts to shape the future of regional aviation. Many of you have seen and read about those concepts in the media, or we've talked to us direct, and there's some partners here who are working with us on this Energia platform. We are actively working on the Energia family of aircraft, focusing on sustainable fuels, CO2 emissions, to create a greener industry for generations to come. And the truth is, if you think about it, to help us reach these CO2 reduction goals, and trust me, as I go around Europe, it is the topic that we talk about. Regional space will be where this technology comes to bear first. It will be. It's basic physics. So as we look, and we'll have speakers over the next 2 days, who you'll see that this space is very exciting. We all have the opportunity to be vanguards for the future with this technology. And Embraer itself, I feel privileged in this position. Embraer is over 50 years, has a reputation built on engineering innovation and delivering on that innovation. So to me, aviation has always been a fantastically exciting industry. But can you imagine how it's going to be over the next 20, 30 years as this technology comes to bear? So overall, I feel, in conclusion, yes, we've faced challenges. But it's vitally important to the connectivity of the US and for the mainline business models, regional aviation. And it will continue to be. Yes, we need to have these discussions. We need to push. We need to make sure that people realize how important this sector is to the US, how important it is to the economy, how important it is for people to be able to live the lives they want to live. And we will continue to be competitive and efficient. The new trends I illustrated there that show that where people live will still drive and increase the need for connectivity and regional operation. And for those reasons, Embraer believes in the resilience potential of this sector, and we are committed to supporting it. The growth is genuine. We see there's real opportunity there. We're excited by the new technologies, but equally, we see huge potential in the current portfolio to keep growing. As I come to a conclusion, and you've given me my time as a Brit to stand here and talk about this, I just want to acknowledge Chip coming up for his fireside chat. I appreciate the patience and time that leaders in this industry afford those of us who have come in from outside, who've got more experience in Asia, in Europe, in Latin America. And this is an amazing and fascinating part of the world. And aviation is so exhilarating here. And I think regional aviation, as I say, is the heart and soul of Embraer. And we respect that, we acknowledge that, and we want to keep growing on that. So I just thank you for your attention. Let's continue to strive together for the success of regional aviation in this sector. Thank you very much.